Hello golfers, Eric Borzeski, day 20 of our 30-day April practice plan. Today we're going to talk about left arm depth and how we start the backswing and kind of propel the arms backward to start the backswing. There's a number of things that can go wrong here. First of all, what I talked about propelling the club backward, a lot of golfers will actually manipulate the club backward and make their arms do a lot more work than they kind of need to do during that backswing. So a lot of golfers will make their arms move or like start to hinge the club or bend their elbows. They'll do a lot of work with their arms that doesn't necessarily need to be done. They might have heard depth is important, so they'll pull their arms in or they'll work their hands up and out. Whatever it is, they're doing a lot of work with their arms that they don't need to be doing, okay? And we also will talk about depth. Depth in the golf swing is your hands moving this way, away from the golf ball and kind of behind you or away from the target line during the golf swing. So this would be a lot of depth, this would be less depth, and less depth even still. Okay, so it's important obviously to have some depth. We want to be back here somewhat so that we can swing down and out on the inclined plane and hit the golf ball. Okay, it's important also not to have too much depth. What you'll notice if I get too much depth is, even if my hands are up high, this right elbow will be very far around me, and then it's got to do a lot of work to kind of get back in front, or else it's going to get stuck and trapped behind the shirt seam, as we say. So this drill kind of helps do both of these things. It kind of helps us learn how to propel the club back and up, and it helps us learn what a good amount of depth is for our backswing. Okay, we don't want to be taking the club out like this, nor do we want to be pulling it way in this way. Okay, everyone's going to be a little bit different. And this drill doesn't necessarily tell you exactly what you need to be doing, but still a good feeling, okay? So the way to do this drill is basically, for 3 minutes, I want you to take your normal setup with just your left hand on the club. I want the club head to feel pretty heavy, so you could even do this with a sand wedge because that'll be a very heavy club head, okay? And I want you to start a little bit of momentum forward. You can go forward pretty far. And then I want you to swing the club head back until you get to about arm parallel, right? A3, P3, 3, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you go forward and then use your body to propel the club backward. I don't want you going like this and just swinging your arm back. I want you to use your whole body to pull the club head back, right? I'm using my body and that club is just coming back. So forward, right? And then I want you to reach out with that right arm, okay? What you'll notice is if I use my body, right, that club just goes, my arm just goes. I don't have to like manually make my arm move across my chest or anything. Right, a little momentum, kick it that way, reach out with that right arm. What you'll notice from that down the line camera, good, is my arm goes in, right, but it doesn't go like this. Nor do I roll the club head way in, right? We don't want to be doing that. I'm just letting the club head feel like it's mostly ascending and kind of rocking on this pendulum. Okay, so forward, propel it back. Good, and it's there. We notice also that right arm gets off our chest, right? Good spacing, greater than 90 degrees there. Okay, so it really helps a lot of things. It'd be very weird if you went like this and then went up and out and around, right? There's no corners in the golf swing really, right? So just backing up, and there you go. Backing up, propel it with your chest, right? Good. So I want you to, for 3 minutes, swing that left arm forward, swing it back to 3, check the depth, right? Learn where this hand needs to be. It's not out here, it's not way back in here, okay? Then for 2 minutes, I want you to do it, I've been doing it the whole time, but do it near a wall or a net ideally, or a clothesline that you can hang a sheet from or something like that. If you have a wall near your house, I don't want you to scrape up your clubs. You could put a bunch of tape around it or something like that. Cut a tennis ball and tape that to the head of your club, something like that. We don't need to be scraping up clubs or hitting walls or anything. I have a net here, so I'm okay. So I want to do it near a wall for the next couple of minutes, right? I don't want to be like right against the wall, right? I couldn't get any depth then, but you know, a foot away from it or so. And I can let it go back a little farther. Good? Okay. Then So 3 minutes of the first one, not near a wall. 2 minutes near a wall. Good. Very nice. And then I want you to make what feels like a regular backswing for the last 2 or 3 minutes, staying near that wall, okay? What you're gonna notice, hopefully, is that you're not doing a whole lot of stuff with your arms. You're not manipulating, you're not rolling, you're not doing any of that stuff. If you wanna start the first few off with a little bit of that forward thing and really feel like the turning and winding and the right hip going up, the right shoulder going up, really helps propel or throw that club head back. That's good. I don't mind that. Good. I just nicked the wall, right? Barely. I avoided it there. Good separation here. Good there. Okay. Good. The point of doing it near a wall is that you can, again, you don't want to be right against it because then you'd have to be ridiculous, okay? But if you get a good amount of spacing, you don't also want to be out here because then you could do all kinds of stuff. Just be a foot from it. Then for the last bit, try to really make sure you do it without necessarily needing that thing. Try to use your trigger from much earlier in the week. But still really feel like you're propelling it with the motion of your body, not just moving your arms. Okay, good separation, greater than 90 degrees. That's day 20. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.